Our pool is a future, the final push to glory, to follow in the steps of those before me. For nation, for club, for coaches who've led, the final step on the block, Olympic dreams ahead.
Our pool is a classroom, life and death lessons, unrivaled. Floating, gliding, but in learning laughter, a touch of water, first steps to survival.
That 3 boys, aged 11, 10 and 8 have died.
Father has told Sky News of the awful moment his wife and son died in Loch Lomond on Saturday.
But what if the pool closed nearest to me? Would she be free to swim in the sea?
Would my club close to the loss of a nation?
A community broken for a whole generation.
A lifetime stolen of body and soul.
Laughter faded like a memory, an echo.
Life skills vanished, education unfinished. Our children, a statistic, our lives diminished.
Our pools are for all abilities, ages, from cradle to grave and in between stages, for the health of the nation and life skills schools. Our message is simple.
If our pools.
So excited that so many top-rate athletes are here in Edinburgh.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Edinburgh, to the Edinburgh International Swim Meet 2025. I'm Robert Taylor. With me in the commentary, Paul Noble. We'll be with you the whole session today, so good to have you along with us. Nice to see you, Paul.
Yeah, it's good to be here, Robert, again. Another Edinburgh International Swim Meet. Never disappoints this Edinburgh meet, does it?
No,
lots of big names always taking part in this one, and no exception. We just look at the flags there. That's the international countries that are represented here over the next 3 days of competition. So yeah, looking forward to it. It's going to be great.
Yeah, very much so. A few teams from out with the UK, as you can see with the flags. So always one that is well supported throughout the whole of the UK and outside the country. So yeah, we'll see some exciting swimming, I'm sure, this morning. Heats in the afternoon and finals in the evening. So hopefully you'll be able to join us. That's what we've got ahead of us. We kick off with 2 heats of 1500. They swim the fastest one in the evening session. We then have 100 back for both the female and male and open. Should be an interesting one. And Harry Steenberger from the Netherlands. Those will be the that one. 200 butterfly should be an interesting one. Kiana McInnes, Laura Stephen, the 2 UK experts on that one. And right at the very end, as you mentioned earlier to me, we've got Duncan Scott going in the 200 IM. So very, very quality at Edinburgh for this meet.
Yeah, lots of swimmers that we saw in the Olympics last year, of course. Lots of medalists, as you said, Duncan Scott there going in the 200 IM a little bit later on. You mentioned Laura Stevens, of course, world champion last year at the beginning of the year, and quite a lot of Olympians, very strong contingent as well from countries like the Netherlands. So we'll see a lot of their swimmers as we go along as well. few this afternoon, so a couple of big names for us to watch out for. Mostly domestic para swimmers taking part in this one, so watch out for them. But we start off with the 1500 freestyle. Nice easy one to get
nice
us
easy one, yeah.
started, Robert.
Break us in gently, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. I do like a 1500 though, if you get some good contests.
You do indeed, yeah.
Get some very interesting races here, so
Can
the
be very
five
tactical
swimmers.
as well, Paul. You know.
Well, it says 1 of 3 there, but of course, as you said, Robert, the third heat goes in the evening session. Some big names in that third heat for us to watch out for tonight. Olympic gold medalist, of course, Daniel Whiffen and his brother will go tonight in that final session, so that'll be interesting, the 2 Irish swimmers. But tomorrow night, we've got closest to us is Rufus Parry from Wickham District. Dennis O'Brien goes in lane number 3, and he is from the National Centre in Limerick. Alex Hill, one of the Canadian juniors, youngest in this field, right in the middle of the 5 swimmers there. He goes in lane number 4. William Shepherd from Stirling University goes in 5. And Oscar Churnside from Geary, right at the top of the yellow cap, he goes in lane number 6. So it's your pictures will follow the same format as we go through all of the races. That'll be lane 1 closest to us as you look at it, and lane 8 furthest away. And those middle 2 lanes with the yellow lane markers, they'll be 4 and 5. Lane 4 closest to us, and lane 5 furthest away. All these swimmers in this first heat promises to be relatively close in terms of entry time, Robert. 16:20 to 16:32, so not much in it at all, but
pretty
nice
impressive
start,
times, yeah. When you look at the times that they're entered in, just over the 16-minute mark. As you say, the youngster Alec Yo from Canada, the junior, just 16, and entry time of just over 16 minutes. So it's a pretty impressive time for a youngster. So we'll see how they go, but taking out pretty strongly at this early stage. The Irishman. So they'll see how they settle in. That's 2:03:01. So around about 64 seconds there, Paul, for that second split. So we'll see if he's got into a nice rhythm. We'd expect the next split round about the 3:06, 3:07 mark.
Yeah, pretty decent start there from Dennis. We'll just we'll track his progress as we go through here. We'll see if we can kind of pin our flag to the mast early with an early prediction in a little while, Robert. Are we going to do this? Are we going to play that game today?
Yeah, you've put me on the spot, are you?
You're good at it. You're good at it.
Right. Well, I'm going to expect that Dennis is going to come in probably round about his entry time, maybe a second or 2 inside that. So let's
hope so. Let's go for a good start.
Let's go for a 16:18.
It's amazing that how consistent these swimmers are over the 1500. I mean, they swim for 16 minutes and sometimes more. Some of the other swimmers that we've seen at various competitions, but it's amazing how close you can get. Some swimmers swim for 16 minutes and you're within half a second of your entry time. It's incredible, isn't it? Just almost metronomic swimming of some of these top swimmers.
Yeah, they're able to get that clock, that metric clock, going pretty well, and if they get themselves into that nice steady rhythm, which is hopefully roughly the pace that they're expected to do, then they are, generally speaking, as you say, within a second or 2 of that entry time. Guys a little bit further back, William Shepherd, Alex Joe, just sort of tracking one another. They're going a lot slower, I think, than their entry time. But again, they're probably somewhere around the 16:30-ish mark.
Yeah, they're certainly pacing each other pretty well here. Of course, we're coming down to the 400 mark now. And it's 4:13.69 for Dennis. We'll just check the gap here between him and the chasing 2.
It's pretty consistent though. Dennis is around about 65 for every 100, so he's got himself into a nice steady rhythm. So we'd expect a 5:18 after the 500 mark. So maybe my 16:18 is a bit going to be a wee bit out, Paul. I think he's going to be a little bit inside that by maybe another 10 seconds if he can keep this strong start going. We'll wait and see.
Yeah, he's certainly going out really well here. 32.91. You'll see the split times there on your screen, and we can keep an eye on them. And the chasing pack are in the 33 range. Alex Hill in lane number 4, and one lane up from him is William Shepherd, both swimming in the 33 and low 34 range. We'll just check that split again.
Well, I just slipped a little bit. It's getting to sort of 65.5. So if you take that 5:20, multiply it by 3, you're virtually bang on 16 minutes, but we'd then be adding a few more seconds on because the first 100 is always much faster, first couple, than the rest of the race. So he's probably 6:10-ish as a finish.
Yeah,
but it's important he keeps that sort of 65-ish, pretty steady, 65.5. It's almost a 33, so he's getting nearer the 66. We'll see what the split is here for Alex.
His entry time 16:22. Just checking the records here, Robert. He has gone 16:13 before,
right.
So that's maybe the target for Dennis. So that's maybe why we're seeing him just stretching away that kind of almost 10 seconds ahead of the chasing pack. So
indeed, yeah.
It's coming through now into the 600 range. Still a long way to go in this one, not even at the halfway point. And that 6:24.91. So again, as you said, Robert, 65.5, still pretty much on that pace, and that 6:13 certainly is looking like it's under threat.
Yeah.
It's Canadian in second there, still in the 33 range.
Yeah, he's pacing around about the 67 seconds, so about a second or so slower for every 100. So he's probably somewhere around his entry time, maybe a little bit just outside that. William Shepherd not far behind Alex in third place. The other two guys almost together, Rufus and Oscar. They want to get pretty close to their entry times if they can. But for us, maybe some of these guys, this might be their first long course 1500 at the start of the long course season. Maybe not got too much into that. So 7:30.93, the next 50 will be the halfway mark.
Yeah, he just slipped into 66 point there, 66.02. So kind of feel the pace very slightly, but still not much of a drop off at all. But that's the trouble with 1500, isn't it, Robert? They all count. You drop half a second, and you drop it for the 30 lengths there, or the 15-100s, however way you want to look at it. It all adds up, these little half seconds. But Dennis doing a good job at the minute. That's the halfway point, 8:04.03. So as you said, double that up, and he is very much on course to get inside that 16:13 that we've seen him post.
Indeed. But as you say, Paul, he wants to just keep this sort of 65.5, 66 pace going. He doesn't want to drop that. Otherwise, that 6:13 might not quite be as achievable. Now there we are at 33.5, so it's just slipping a wee bit. This often happens about halfway through. They then get to the sort of 1100 mark, and then you start trying to pick it up again, just that little bit extra.
Just check keep checking the gap, Robert. I mean, it has been extending there, and it's still extending. I think just about there, because Alex there in lane number 4 was just about half a second shy of the time. But you saw the lane tactics, as we kind of just touched on a little bit earlier. So maybe do some it in terms of looking at 500 metres, maybe going through, maybe try and pick that pace. Dennis has got a big lead and expected. Yeah, I wonder if things can change about.
Best part of 15 seconds. 50 slower than our leader. See if this is another 33. Yeah, it's sort of low 33, so it's sort of 66.5 seconds. So the pace has slipped a wee bit. So we'll just keep our fingers crossed he can just build in the latter stages.
Good contest at the back of the field, isn't it? Between the two swimmers in the outside lanes of the five. Rufus Parry and Oscar Churnside. They're facing each other pretty well.
Barely half a second between both those swimmers. Oscar Churnside swims up in Aberdeenshire at Geary. It's a club that does an awful lot of IM and distance work. So no surprise to see a Geary swimmer taking part in one of the heats.
Dennis is there at the 2/3 mark in 10:50.17. So yeah, if you kind of half that and add it on again, so what's that? 5:25. So we're looking at 16:15 or thereabouts.
Yeah.
And again, we see in the 1500 swimmers, they often have a little bit of a spurt on that last 100, that last length when they hear the bell, gives the swimmers energy. The magical bell.
It is, yeah.
With 100 to go.
It's amazing how that influences things, but yeah, very tight at the back there. Those two guys still trying to ensure one get away from the other. Oscar Churnside and Rufus, not much in it. And another very consistent. Dennis looks as though he's just beginning to pick it up in the latter stages. Been running almost bang on 33s now, rather than 33 and a halves or 33 and a quarters.
He slipped back into the 65 range there. 60, if my maths are right, 65.88 for that previous 100. So this is ramping it up for the final third of this race.
So that 16:10 or thereabouts. I don't think that's going to be far off, Paul. Another 33, virtually bang on a 33. Will give you an idea for Canadian lad Alex Yaw. 33.75 his previous one. 33.70, so he's also picked up. Okay, he's swimming a wee bit slower pace-wise than Dennis, but Canadian lad's doing well in second place. 200 to go. So another 65 and a half will bring us in round about 14:08.
300 to go, Robert, I think.
300 to go, yeah, 14.
He wishes it's 200 to go. That would be a nice. He'd settle for that time if he cut the 100 off. He's still got.
But if he keeps this pace going, I'm going to be pretty close to that 16:18 that I called right at the very beginning.
Well, I told you, Robert, you're good at it. Good at these predictions. Like Dennis, really well. 33.47 now. Last 250 now for Dennis O'Brien, but he's done a.
Hope someone's going to be with you to sort of help push you on. Sometimes that does. And the swimmers that a little bit further back get into their own rhythm, but that rhythm might just be that little bit. As we've seen, Dennis got into nice. What you'd expect him to do today, entry-wise. They certainly do.
The top three will pretty much second. William Shepherd, we haven't really mentioned him too much, going along very nicely in third position. William Shepherd and the two in the outside lane, Rufus Parry and Oscar Churnside. But Endwell, Dennis O'Brien, there's William Shepherd. Lane number 5, but Dennis O'Brien going up. Well, let's see what kind of energy he
in a bit. We're going to hope that Dennis can come back, hopefully in around 63 seconds. The legs working pretty strongly in the fight. Very little leg action from Dennis at the moment. You see throughout most of the 1500, well, he's just beginning to pick it up, but he's got to fly to get my 16-18 prediction right.
You're not going to be far away though, Robert. You're not going to be far away at all. Alex Yoke is coming in now for his final turn. William Shepherd working hard on that final 75 now, and he's almost going to catch the back markers here, but Dennis O'Brien is going to come home to take this very first race of this 2025 Edinburgh International Swim Meet, and just on the 16:20, 16:20.44 there for Dennis O'Brien. Inside the entry time of 16:22 that he entered for this competition. Let's see what Alex is going to come in now. He's going to be around about 16:30ish, maybe just over 16:40 in 48. Just slipped out of that 16:30 range. William Shepherd coming home clear in third position in that 16:51. And let's see who's going to win this battle. This has been the most interesting contest of the whole race. On the far side there is Oscar Churnside. Rufus Perry working really hard there. Rufus Perry from Wickham District with a green cap. And he might just have the edge, possibly.
They might just sneak this one for fourth. There's not much in it, barely half a second at the end. Well, kind of just dying, so to speak, Oscar, compared to Rufus. There we go. A pretty good start for Dennis, 16:20. I'm sure he'll be pretty happy with that, since he's literally had to do that on his own.
Yeah, not bad at all for Dennis O'Brien. He wins heat number 1 as heat number 2 is getting underway.
It's another Canadian junior in this one. So our second heat has Samuel Williams, Wickham District in 1. 2 is Josh Denham, Stirling University. 3, Aidan Turner from the Newcastle Swim Team. Zach McLeod goes in 4 from Winscoe Dolphins. 5 is Cameron Travis, University of Aberdeen Performance. Our Canadian junior. In 6 is Oliver Blanchard. 7, Matthew Warburton from University of Bath. And another Canadian junior, Alexandra Lepine. In 8, Oliver, another 16-year-old, and Alexander, the 17-year-old. So again, entry time's pretty impressive here. 15:54.99 through to 16:14.44, so a 20-second range from fastest to slowest. Fairly good start in 4. Is that McLeod? Wins 7 and 8 also well there. So 59.93 for the first split. So fairly well start for the guys over in 7, 6 and 4. That's the field very well bunched at this early stage.
Yeah, be a good effort, I think, to get under that 16-minute mark. These heats this morning. We'll keep an eye on these times as we go through. Zach McLeod, you said, Robert, going away pretty well in the early stages of this one. University of Bath swimmer Matthew Warburton up there in lane number 7. Looking good, heading that group of 4 swimmers. We're all quite tightly bunched there at the top of the picture, right at the top in the higher numerical lanes. But Zach McLeod still with that lead. Warburton, Blanchard in between them, Cameron Travis as well. All the action at the top, Robert.
Yeah, but it's to see if any of them can actually get under 16 minutes. If you want a wee prediction then, Paul, we're going for a 16:04.
Oh, 16:04. Well, you are the oracle at this game, Robert. You've got a good track record. We'll see.
Cameron Travis just beginning to try and make a move in lane 5 to try and get back in terms with the early leader. As I said, tactics do come into this. Some of these guys will know what they're capable of, and they'll go out and do the first 200 or 300, get themselves into a nice steady rhythm, and see where that puts them for the latter stages. Certainly Zach McLeod's off pretty strongly.
Yeah, Zach McLeod. I was trying to look there. Winskill Dolphins.
I don't know where Winskill is. That's a new one on me, Paul. I'm usually pretty good with my geography in the UK.
There's a reason for that, because he's representing Canada.
Well, there we are.
So you are good at your UK clubs, but you need to brush up on your Canadians. So yes, Winskill Dolphins.
Yeah.
Swimmer, another one of the Canadians, so adding to this Canadian contingent. It's good to see the Canadian junior team along here. He's only an 18-year-old, this one, Zach McLeod. He's not representing the Canadian juniors, but he's got 2 of his countrymates also in this one. That's Oliver Blanchard in 6 and Alexander Levine up there in lane number 8. So Canadian having a good start, but Matthew Warburton sticking with him.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. And it's just over 64s, so he's got himself into a nice steady rhythm.
British Columbia.
British Columbia.
You been there, Robert?
No.
Oh, Vancouver actually. I've been to Vancouver. Nice place.
Yeah. That's the other side of the country. It's on the bucket list, but I don't know when I'm going to eventually get there.
Well, if you're kind to Zach McLeod on this commentary, you never know, he might be able to.
Yeah, unfortunately we've no Australians here, Paul. That would have helped me.
Yeah. So McLeod going in to the 500 mark, coming down here. We'll just see how he compares to the time in that first heat. It was 5:19.28 for Dennis O'Brien, so he's slightly faster.
Yeah, Matthew Warburton certainly is sticking with him, and if anything, just that wee bit faster over that last 50. Well, certainly Matthew will be able to see where Zach is.
It's a nice close up there of Zach McLeod. You see the maple leaf on the cap. That would have given us a clue earlier on.
It would have done. That would have helped.
Warburton, University of Bath, 20-year-old, going very well at the top there. It's a nice little tussle, and not much to choose between. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 swimmers there in the wake of the leading 2.
He actually has quite a unique style that every second stroke he breathes, You often get them breathing maybe on every 4-stroke. Some coaches prefer their swimmers to breathe on 3, so that they can see them every so often from the side. And it can be quite frustrating from a coaching point of view if your swimmer only breathes to the one side.
Allowing people to sneak up on them in a head-to-head battle, but of course this, breathing every second stroke, you said, Robert, certainly getting the oxygen in for this 1500. He's not going to be able to see Matthew Warburton over on the other side, but you'll see him now going down towards the bottom.
Pace just dropped a wee bit there. And getting towards the halfway mark. So we're probably going to get a halfway split somewhere, maybe just a smidgen over 8 minutes. Just got to hope that both these guys can keep the strong pace going and get pretty close to that 16:04. We'll settle for a 16:06, I'm sure, Paul. Yeah, the pace just dropping a wee bit for both the guys. They're pacing round about the 65-second mark, so certainly looks as though the split at halfway will be round about the same as it was for Dennis. 4:03 he was at halfway, and these guys are going to be pretty close to that.
Yeah, slightly inside the time of Dennis O'Brien in the first heat, just not much in it at all. Zach McLeod and Matthew Warburton. They'll probably be able to see each other actually. They're just a few lanes across.
Yeah.
So we'll probably be able to see certainly the splash of the leading swimmers, and also Turner coming down, Aidan Turner from Newcastle going well in lane number 3. He's beginning to make a little bit of a move here, so we'll see what kind of times he is doing. I went 32 point on that previous 50, so we're just keeping an eye on the splits there for the man in lane number 3, the youngster, 16-year-old Aidan Turner. And as you can see, he's matched the split there of Zach McLeod, 32.58 for both of them at that previous 50. And Warburton and Zach McLeod, well, Jack McLeod just beginning to maybe edge it very, very slightly here as they go up to the 8:50 mark, but certainly Aidan Turner making a little bit of a move, and also the other Canadian, the 17-year-old Alexander Lepine, right on the far side there, very top lane. He's going well, the 17-year-old, clear in 4th position now, just stretching away from the others in the centre of the pool behind him.
Well, this is making it being really interesting if our swimmer in lane 3, the Newcastle swimmer, can just keep picking up maybe half a second or so for every 50. 32.37. Zach's maybe reacted a wee bit. Still going pretty well, but he's actually lost a fraction on the leader and the second place swimmer, but he's within striking distance. Still got a fair bit to go.
As you're leading 3, as they come down now to the 9:50 mark, they'll be at the 2/3 stage as they hit the bottom end. And that's a nice close-up there of Zach McLeod. Still looking in pretty good shape, you'd say. Still looking very strong, not really looking like he's toiling too much. Warburton certainly right there in the mix, and Aidan Turner having a great middle section of this one.
He's certainly making a strong attempt to get within striking distance to these two guys. We'll see how this next 100 or so goes, to see if that gap is going to come down. It certainly looks as though he's swimming that wee bit faster. Certainly within striking distance of Zach McLeod. There's 5 seconds or so between first and third.
And looking down the field there, behind the top 3, Lepine in 4th position. You've got Sammy Williams in 5th place. 6th place Oliver Blanchard, Cameron Travis in 7, and Jack Denham, Josh Denham in 8th position. So that's how they are lining up at the minute. It's a good tussle there between 5 and 6 Oliver Blanchard and Cameron Travis, having good head-to-head battle here, but it is Zach McLeod who's dominated this one from the front. He's still going to be in the leads. They come down to the 1100 mark, 400 to go when they hit this bottom end. McLeod looking pretty good. He's pretty consistent as well, around about the 32.5 second Warburton. And Turner just split there on that split by, well, 1/100th of a second. So not really closing on the leader. And if anyone is going to try and close on this leader, they're going to have to make a move pretty soon, I think, Robert.
Yeah, I think one would be Aidan Turner. He is swimming a wee bit stronger in the latter stages, but he's got 4.5 seconds to make up in 7 lanes. So he's really got to motor in the next 100 or so to try and close that gap. And whilst he's cut roughly a third off, it's still well over 4 seconds. So he's really trying to pick up almost a second for the next couple of 50s or so to get within striking distance with 200 to go. But Zach's doing the business here, Paul. He's going pretty strongly in the latter stages as well.
Yeah, looking good still. You see 1200 metres there, 32.68, and Warburton and Turner on the 32.7 mark, so not really making any inroads. It's all stayed pretty similar. You would say Turner certainly closing up on 2nd position. The outside lane too are having their own private battle for 4th position. That's Samuel Williams and Alexandra Lapine. They are in the outside lane. They're having a very close contest there. Let's see, 32.70 for McLeod. He's opened up the gap slightly over Warburton and Turner. And, well, 250 metres to go at this bottom end. It's going to be tough to catch him now.
Don't see it happening now, Paul. Certainly Aidan Turner had made a move, but maybe that 200 or 300 metres where he closed down, he's then just settled back into that steady rhythm again.
I don't think you're going to be far away from your prediction though, Robert.
Well,
they're going along pretty well here. On that 14, they're about 8 seconds faster than the previous heat. That finished up as the what was it, 16:20? So they're going to be into the teens maybe.
Yeah, it might be nearer 16:07, 16:08. It depends just how strong a finish we have. Dennis didn't maybe quite finish as strong as I would have hoped. We'll see how Zach does with 150 to go. Still pacing in the sort of high 32s. Aidan might fancy his chances sneaking to 2nd. That's the best he's going to achieve. Very tight between the two now.
Yeah, it's going to be a real head-to-head as they come down towards the closing stages of this one. But Zach McLeod has swum this well. He's led right from the start here, and he'll take the bell. I'll be pleased to hear that, and I'll be pleased to know as he comes off this turn he still has the lead in this 1500. But what a tussle now, just a second separating Warburton and Turner. 2 outside lanes. Looks like Samuel Williams might have moved into 4th there with Lapine. 3 swimmers battling for the 5th, 6th and 7th place, but here comes Zach McLeod, another strong finish.
Looks
the Canadian
like a very
looking
strong
good.
finish. The legs are really getting to work down the final stretch. There we are at 31. Well, we might, a wee bit luck, get that 16:07, 16:08. Just be a wee bit over the 16:04 mark. And it looks as though 2nd place, Matthew, is just going to do enough to hang on for 2nd place ahead of Aidan Turner. But very impressive swim here from Zach. Coming in very strongly indeed. and finishes 16:08.28. Very impressive swim. Comes back in around about 62 seconds that final 100. The two guys also finishing strongly, 16:14, 16:15. Well, no PBs there, Paul, for any of them. But, interesting tactics. Early stage is that going out pretty strongly, and nobody really getting into that rhythm that you would have expected.
Yeah,
but,
it's early season, as we said with Robert. So Zach McLeod looking good. He was impressive there, led from the start. The Winskill Dolphins swimmer from Canada, 16:08, 16:14 for second for Matthew Warburton. Aidan Turner, good swim there from certainly the second, third, and the last third was very impressive from Aidan Turner. He picked up the pace in comparison to the others in that field, and he finishes in third in that second heat of the 1500. So 1500 final heat will swim tonight in the final session. That'll be a cracker. Some massive names in that one. And we can now move on to one of the shorter distances, and that is the 100 backstroke. Female 100 backstroke. There are 6 heats this morning of this one. And as we mentioned earlier, we will have heats.
There will be heats this afternoon
as well.
We would expect most of the swimmers in the morning heats to qualify for this evening's finals. We'll talk about that throughout the morning. But this is the first of 6 heats. Grace McDonald from Grantham in 2, Erin Gent from Repton in 3, Charlotte Williams, Surrey University in 4, Libby Freeman from Morpeth in 5, Martina Karabanka from Chelsea and Westminster in 6, and Astrid Fracas from Brighton College goes in lane 7. 104s to 104.4, so on paper it should be tight, but it never is, Paul. Libby Freeman, the early leader, 31.55. It still is Libby just shading it in 5. On lane 6, Martina. So she's going pretty well down the final few metres. And it looks as though she's just going to hang on for Martina. Going to be close at the very death. And in lane 2, Erin Gent takes third. All of them a wee bit slower. Their entry time, winning time 105.38. Nice start, Paul.
Yeah, 105.38 for Libby. That was a close contest as well. A few swimmers on the 105 range. Again, the the heats will get progressively faster. Final 3 heats are cyclically seeded, so we'll see some of the big seeds coming in. Centre lanes in those final 3 lanes. There's the lineup for the heat number 2. Anna Green closest to us from Edinburgh University. Nellie Kinch from Stirling University next to her in 2. University teams continue. Yasmin Hammerlane from Edinburgh in lane number 3. And Mayan Patel goes in lane number 5. Indian swimmer. And she will go in one of those centre lanes. With lane number 4, sorry, Zara Kravic is the one in lane number 5. Ike Gronia from the Netherlands goes in lane number 6. Ingrid Elise Borgstrom from Randenburg goes in lane number 7, and Gabrielle Freeman from Morpeth. So I wonder if we're going to get double Freeman success here. We saw Libby Freeman in the first heat. We've got Gabrielle Freeman in this heat. She's lying in 4th place at the minute. Nellie Kinch going well in lane number 2. And again, all these entry times very close, Robert. 103 range from everyone. Promises to be another close contest, but Nellie Kinch went out well and might just be holding on to this one.
Pushing fast over in 7, Paul. Oh, it's very tight between the 2. Lane 7 maybe just gets that one. Ingrid. Good swim from her, finishing very strongly indeed. Norwegian swimmer.
Yeah, just stole that one on the touch there, the Norwegian Borgström. 104.50.
Good international contingent in that one, Paul.
Yeah, Edinburgh, I'm sure they're regular visitors here to the Edinburgh International.
We've had them over here a few times, so good to see them back over. So on to heat number 3, last of the unseeded heats. Amy Shields, Edinburgh University 1. Fleur Verdonk from Zenfood, Netherlands in 2. Amber Rigg, Dumfries in 3. Sophie Weston, 4, University of Bath. Annabelle Cleese from Repton, 5. Laura Ann Marsham from Stirling University in 6. Charlie Joyce, University of Bath in 7. And Moya Mallet from Thornville in lane number 8. So again, 102.4 to 103.12. So again, very tight on entry times.
Yeah, it's very close at the beginning of this one.
Of course, they're swimming away from us. That's a better picture. Lane 4 going pretty well. Sophie Weston. Also over in lane 8. Lane 7 rather. Charlie Joyce turning in 3rd. And it is Sophie Weston just ahead. Amber King in 2nd. Same split as last time, 31.10. So we're probably swimming a fraction slower than entry time. Very little in it. It's still advantage just in lane 4. Sophie Weston. And Charlie Joyce over in 7 still there. As is Amber Rigg, but Amber Rigg might just get this. Oh, hardly anything in it. Just on the touch. Sophie Weston just takes that by 800ths. Very tight. Amber Rigg 104.31 and Ola Mallet 104.94. Just sneaks in to get 3rd. It's getting that arm down in the right position, Paul. Finished fast, she did Amber, but just missing out.
There's a lineup for heat number 4. This is the first of the seeded heats, cyclically seeded heats. I wonder if we've got everyone here. Can't see across the pool. I think everyone might be there. Line up: Heidi Wren, City of Glasgow; Barbara Jankova from Scoop; Micah de Voord from Netherlands; Lauren Cox from Loughborough; Katie Shanahan, University of Stirling; Niamh Ward, University of Bath; Ellen Walsh, Swim Ireland; and Tom Menis in the outside lane from Israel. Well, again, some big names, experienced campaigners in this one. Katie Shanahan and Lauren Cox, 2 GB swimmers. They go in lane number 4. It's almost Katie Shanahan better known for the 200 backstroke. Lauren Cox better known as a 50 backstroker, really. So they meet in the middle here in this 100 backstroke. Lauren Cox, one of the fastest seeds here, but both her and Katie Shanahan under the 1 minute mark in terms of entry. Micah de Voord going well, Netherlands swimmer. That entry time just over the 1 minute mark. And it's all about making the top 8 positions here to try and make it into that A final tonight. So the fastest swimmers from all the heats this morning should go forward to that A final, you would think, and the 3 swimmers in the middle giving themselves a good chance here. And there we see Katie Shanahan showing her strength. So Lauren Cox coming through into 2nd. And Micah de Voord in 3rd place. So Katie Shanahan leading the way. And what you said, Robert? Yeah, tie for 2nd, 101.75. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting because as we've seen, swimmers swimming just a wee bit slower than entry time, so that could be significant. So we move on to heat 5, the second of the seeded heats. 1, we have Maria Gordon from Swim Ireland; 2, Susie McNair, Stirling University; 3 swimmers from the Loughborough Performance Centre in 3, 4 and 5, Honey Osrin, Media Harris and Abby Wood; 6 is Jemima Hall from University of Bath, Fenella Udizi from Repton in 7, and Melissa Mainwaring at City of Glasgow in 8. So 3 Loughborough swimmers you would expect to be very prominent in this one, 3, 4 and 5. Mary Harris and Abby Woodoff smartly in the 2 middle lanes. And certainly they're going pretty strongly. So coming to halfway, and it might just be Abby Wood with the advantage from Mary Harris. Very experienced swimmer Abby Wood, 30-30 though. Maria Golden in lane 1 actually turned just ahead of Abby and Osrin, and still going well. Gordon in 1. But, Abby Wood's got this one pretty well nailed on. It's who's going to get 2nd and 3rd. A strong swim from Abby Wood in the heats this morning. Annie Osrin might just get into 2nd. Well, it's pretty close. She just got 2nd ahead of Gordon. 101.99. Well, that was even slower than the dead heat for 2nd. Annie Osrin, Maria Gordon, 102.79. That might be the target or better for our final heat. Quite a bit slower than I was expecting there, Paul.
Yeah, good swim there by Abby Wood, better known as a individual medley swimmer, Abby Wood, but looking good on that backstroke there. Should have guaranteed our place, you would think, in that final, but you never know.
You would expect so.
Anyone from this final heat, if they can step up. And there's 4 swimmers on the 101 range, so it's maybe the target there. Try and get into that 61-second mark. Line up for this one. Manon Damangian from Grenoble. Freya Colbert from Loughborough. Holly McGill from Stirling University. Marit Steenbergen, Netherlands. There is Ross van Otterdijk from Svenveld, Belgian swimmer. Caitlin Ebbage from Stirling University, Sophie de Groot from Loughborough, and Beatrice Farley from Plymouth Leander. Well, Steenbergen and Van Otterdijk in the centre lane. Well, and we saw some good performances from these swimmers before. Sure, Van Otterdijk, Olympic representative from Belgium, just made it to the semi-finals in Paris last year. She's going well there in lane number 5. Steenbergen, Netherlands champion over the short course discipline in this 100 backstroke, but it does look like it is going to be Van Otterdijk, maybe the class of this field, Robert, in this 100 backstroke, and she's going to lead them home. I think it's going to be under the 1 minute, is she? Oh, just over 1 minute point 25. 101.73 from Holly McGill in 3rd, with Steenbergen in 2nd place. These 3 should make it into that top 8 as they stand.
Yeah, certainly Holly McGill's guaranteed to be in the final.
Freya Colbert it was actually in 2nd place. Sorry, Freya.
The group might be our 8th, might have sneaked in as the 8th swimmer. She's on the borderline here.
Again, Freya Colbert, one we're used to seeing over the longer distances in the 200s and the 400 IM world champion, of course, Freya Colbert in that 400 individual medley. So looking good on that 100 backstroke. We'll see her again, hopefully. And there we are at the top 8. And De Groot, you were right, Robert, just sneaking in there ahead of Steenbergen. But Van Otterdijk looked very good at the front of the field. Katie Shanahan and Freya Colbert, the 2 old rivals, have seen them over 200 backstroke and 400 IM. They're side by side in the 100 backstroke now. And there are the swimmers as well as we go down. Finishing positions, very, very tight in terms of finishing. Medi Harris there. 104.96. Again, we'll expect to see her in other events as we come through. As we go through to the finishing times of all the 46 swimmers that took part in that first lot of heats. we can now move on to the men's event, and it's the male and open 100 metres backstroke. And that was the ranking we saw there. Van Otterdijk looked very, very good there in that final heat. She's going to be tough to beat, I think.
Yeah, that was very impressive swim from her. So the male and open one, 5 heats for us to look forward to. Harry Robinson from Isle of Man in 1, Eddie Irwin from National Centre Limerick in 2, Taylor Malfit from Grenoble in 3, Oscar Dodds, Birmingham University in 4, 5 is Harry Sharp, Warner Bass, 6, Martin in Cove from Repton, and 7, Emmett Cousins from Swim Ireland. These guys will be hoping PBs, if they can swim extremely fast. They've got maybe a smidgen of a chance of getting into a final this evening. Martin over in 5, in lane 6 rather, 28.10. Harry Sharp with him, those two almost together in 6 and 5, also finishing nice and strongly. Irishman Eddie Edwin in 2. Emmett Cousins not out of it, he's going well over on the far side in lane 7. It's very tight coming inside. Lads over on the far side have it between them. Might be the Warner swimmer Harry Sharp who's going to take this, just ahead of Martin and Emmett. That is very tight between those two guys. Harry Sharp, nice finish for him, taking that in 58.49. Emmett Cousins 58.76 and 58.79. Martin Ian Cough. Nice strong finish from the Wonder swimmer there, Paul.
Yeah, local man from Warrender, Harry Sharp, getting in ahead of the international competitors. And there's a lineup for heat number 2. Callum Peebles, Edinburgh University in 1. Jack Docherty-Simpson, City of Glasgow in 2. Jamie Gray from Tavistock in 3. Toby Nakamura-Drew from Plymouth Leander in 4. Andrew Brodie from Edinburgh University in 5. Nikolai Sisnet from City of Glasgow in 6. Maxim Shamrila from Stirling University in 7, and Rhys Blackett in 8 from Newcastle. And about a second separating them all in terms of entry time, 56.40 for Toby Nakamura-Drew. That's the entry time for him in the centre lane. Down to Callum Peebles and Rhys Blackett, 57.50. The entry times for the two swimmers in the outside lanes. Nikolai Sisnet, youngest in the field, just 15 years of age, the swimmer from City of Glasgow. He goes in lane number 6, just the lane above those two yellow lane markers. He's a little bit down the field at the minute. Rhys Blackett had a very good start in the outside lane there, Newcastle swimmer. So a couple of good Newcastle swims early on this morning. Certainly one from Aidan Turner in that 1500, and his teammate going well here. Rhys Blackett in the very outside lane. The middle lane's coming back now. Andrew Brodie in lane number 5 might just have the edge for this one. Just Andrew Brodie at the end, 57.66 for Brodie from Edinburgh University. So it's a win for Warrender in the first heat, a win for Edinburgh Uni in the second. The local swimmers doing well. Good swim from Rhys Blackett though in the outside lane to come in for second place. So well done to him.
Should be pleased with that. Pretty close to his entry time. So the first of the seeded heats. Alves Torres from Marseille in 1. Jules And, teammate in 2. Hubert Gandenk from University of Bath in 3. Jack Skerry, Bath Performance Centre 4. Zach Speakman, Stirling University 5. Scott Gibson, Edinburgh University 6. And in 7, Niels de Schuim from Netherlands, and Finn Broekhoven from Wickham District in lane 8. 52.80, Jack Skerry is by far the fastest qualifier in the first of the 3 seeded heats, and out very strongly indeed in the early stages. A very good lead over in 6. Scott Gibson well there. Better on 50s as Scott, but out strongly indeed in this one. So halfway mark. Scott Gibson just shades it, 26.82. And a lovely turn, both Jack Skerry and Jules Arndt in lane 2. And they're coming back, and Skerry now taking it up quite strongly indeed in the final and he's won it pretty comfortably, Paul. Lane 2 in second, and lane 1 perhaps just touched out by Scott Gibson. 55-51, made it look pretty easy in the end. 56-27 Jules and Scott. 57.05 will put on the borderline potentially for qualification.
Yeah, another 2 heats to come.
Yeah.
So the top 8, as we said. So yeah, interesting. 157.05, but some big names here. And here's the lineup for heat number 4. Finlay Davis, Stirling University in 1. Zeno Bertali from Chelsea and Westminster in lane number 2. John Short from Swim Ireland in lane number 3. Oliver Morgan goes in 4 for Birmingham University, the British record holder. Mark standing at 52.70 for Oliver Morgan. Luke Greenbank, Olympic medalist Luke Greenbank from Loughborough, he goes in lane number 5. 2 Jamies in 6 and 7. Ferguson and Robertson from University of Aberdeen Performance and Stirling University. In fact, no one in 7 actually. So Jamie Ferguson in 6, but Lewis Maxwell completes the lineup. Derwent and Gateshead in lane number 8. But Oliver Morgan there in that centre lane. Well, he's had a great couple of years, almost burst onto the scene. I think it was back in 2022 at the British Championships, was maybe at the Summer Championships actually, I think it was, that kind of first came to prominence, and he progressed through to make it to his first Olympic Games in Paris last year, and setting British records in the meantime. So Morgan very much the favourite for this one. He's the in-form swimmer over the last couple of years, and he looks like he's going to hold on to that one comfortably in 53.93. That is not a bad time at all for the heats this morning. Incredibly fast there, and he is the meet record holder at 53.69, so not too far away from that. Oliver Morgan, John Short in 2nd, Luke Greenbank in 3rd position. Where does that stand? I think they're safe enough for that final, Robert?
Yeah, safe enough for that final of 56.67. Will be a borderline for Jamie Ferguson, who finished 4th. Certainly I think it's the time to beat for these guys to be looking at a final. And Zachariah Dale in 1 from Repton. Meir Viner in 2 from Israel. Tomas Schuster, teammate in 3. Cameron Brooker, Bath Performance Centre 4. Teammate Matthew Ward goes 5. Jordan McPhail, Edinburgh University in 6. William Ellis, Borough Stockton 7. And Noah Ritzer from Loughborough goes in lane 8. National Short Course Champion Cameron Brooker going well in lane number 4. Matthew Ward also sticking with him. Third in that Short Course Championships as well. And those two pretty well together. Thomas Schuster in lane 3, not far behind, but it's Ward, Brooker, Schuster out the turn. And the two in the middle lanes just probably got this between them. Ward maybe just shades at the moment from Brooker. Third place is going to be vital. At the moment I think it's still Schuster. Not much in it. Ward just takes this 54.70, 54.94, and I think Schuster's done plenty enough probably just to get into the final, maybe in 7th or 8th position. 55.66. Well, it certainly helped being the final heat. They knew exactly what they had to do to get themselves into a final.
Yeah, and well, 4 from that final heat there, 56.11. Omar Vina made it in to 8th position. And Jules Andre, 56.27, just missing out there. Jamie Ferguson will be reserved alongside Andre for that final. And there we are, just scrolling through the swimmers there. It should be an interesting one there.
Some of these guys will be back this evening in the junior. We have a junior final and an A and a B final for all of these events.
Yeah, of course, this afternoon to come as well. The swimmers in this afternoon session can influence who goes through to the final, but they are at the slower entry time, so it's unusual to have anyone make it into the A final. Maybe someone might slip into a B final, but I think maybe of a meet of this standard might be a little bit of a tough ask for these swimmers this afternoon.
Usually there's a challenge for them to get anywhere near an A final, but some of them have a smidgen of a chance, maybe skipping into a B final.
And certainly junior finals.
Junior final to look forward to. So back to the ladies. Another interesting contest. 200 butterfly. Just 4 heats this morning for this. Louise Kennedy, City Glasgow in 1, Scarlett Capaldi, Burris Stockton 2, Phoebe Arbuckle, Warner Bass Club in 3, Abigail Crawford, City Glasgow 4. 5 is Alice Ward, Burris Stockton, 6 Alice Cummings, City Glasgow, and Grace Turner in 7 from Grantham. 224s and through to 226s, so again on paper, all pretty close. No doubt they'll be well strung out. Alice and Abigail, the 2 City Glasgow swimmers out strongly, 31.17, 32.37. So they'll certainly be looking to get good times so that they're back this evening for the junior final, at least for both of them. And over on the far side it's Alice Cumming. Winner at the summer meet last summer in July in Aberdeen, so she's out strong, 108.21, still just ahead of her teammate. Alice Ward in 3rd, Grace Turner 4th. Dominating this one by some margin, Paul.
Yes, almost club championships here this morning. This one as well, Louise Kennedy closest to us, down there in lane number 1, but the 2 blue caps of Crawford and 47.29, so half a second advantage over her teammate, but I wonder what Alice Ward has got left in, Abigail Crawford's got left in the tank. Alice Ward also coming through into 3rd place, but it is, I think, going to be a head-to-head between the 2 blue caps, Robert.
Yeah, it's Abigail Crawford looking just the stronger of the 2 here. Although Alice Ward is flying at the end, but I think she's just going to run out of water here. Abigail Crawford's going to take runner-up. She might hang on to 2nd, Alice. She does just and no more, I think. And a good strong finish, the last 50 from Abigail Crawford. 225.83, 227.50. Alice Ward in 3rd. A wee bit slower than entry times, Paul, but pretty respectable times for the first 3. So on to the second of the 3 heats. This is seeded. 1 is here into Michelle Zeng, Alana Burns and Kent from Swim Ireland in 3. 4 Emily Richards, Manchester Performance Centre. 5 is Lucy Greaves, student at University. 6 Lydia Cordell from Repton, her teammate Yasmin Barthez in 7, and Alice Forrest, Derwent and Gateside in 8. Emily Richards 209.02 is the comes from third place at British Championships.
Richards, of course, Emily Large as was, now married to Matt Richards. You see her competing as Emily Richards. Suppose we're going to have to get used to it.
Yeah.
She's going along very nicely in lane number 4. Lucy Grieve as well has been an up-and-coming star in these butterfly events. Probably better known as a short distance butterfly, but she's no slouch over the 200, is she?
She's much better over a 50 and 100, but as you say, she's even in her younger days got pedigree of winning 200s as well as a youngster at national level. But, she'll want to give a good account of herself, make sure she's in the final with the big guns as well.
So it is lanes 4 and 5 now stretching away as we'd expect. Of course, it's these cyclically seeded heats as well, so expect the swimmer in the centre lanes to dominate these ones. And it is going to be Emily Richards there and Lucy Grieve. They are side by side trying to claim their place in that top 8. You would think that'd be safe enough, but with 2 more heats to follow, can't be hanging about too much, but they're well ahead of the 2 swimmers on either side of them, Alana Burns-Atkin and Lydia Cordell. They're going in 3, and in fact not Lydia Cordell, actually Michelle Zeng and Lydia Cordell in 2 and 6 it is. But here comes Richards into the finish in 2:11.99. with Lucy Grieve 2:13.44. You would imagine, Robert, that's going to be good enough for top 8.
That certainly will be top 8 at 2:19.83 and 2:19.94 for Michelle and Lydia. Not overly fast, Paul, and you kind of think that the remaining swimmers should be able to get well inside 2:20 to give them opportunities of being in that A final. But Lucy Grieve, I think, will be quite pleased at 2:13.
Edge, another chance tonight, I'm sure, to improve on that time. And the third heat is on its way now. Natasha McDonald closest to us from Stirling University. Naomi Minot, one of the Canadian juniors, goes in lane number 2. Maisie Elliott from University of Bath in 3. Laura Stevens, well, what last couple of years she's had a world champion in the 200 metres butterfly, also Olympic Games finalist as well last year. She goes in lane number 4. Ciara Slauson from Edinburgh University in 5. Lucy Christoph from Grenoble in 6. Alicia Bethel in 7 from Wickham District, and Zara Kravich back in the water again. She goes in lane number 8 for East Lothian. So 2 16-year-olds in this one, Naomi Minot and Zara Kravich, but class of the field will be right out at the front. Ciara Slauson in 5, and the world champion from last year, Laura Stevens from Loughborough, in lane number 4. And it is Stevens who is going to take them through the halfway point. Again, Robert, you would think that these two be pretty comfortable qualification for that top 8.
Indeed, I don't see any issues for both those girls. They're out strongly, they still look pretty comfortable. Laura Stephen just shading it. Ciara Slauson always seems to find that there's one or maybe 2 swimmers just that wee bit better, but she's well there, and
she had a good swim, good swim at Bucks recently. Ciara Slauson had the Bucks Championships a few weeks ago, and she was there or thereabouts. Good 2:11 swim at Bucks, and she's taken it to the world champion here.
Yeah. Certainly, she's been working very hard over the last couple of years to challenge both Laura and let's say Kiana McInnes. And she's out showing that she's no slouch in this one, taking her second heat, and a wee bit faster, I think, than her previous one. Well, maybe not. Not much in it. Very similar time. 2:11. 56. Laura Stephen also doing enough. And well, we'll see. 2:18.80. That should probably be enough to get her in. That's the 5th fastest time. Everybody knows what they've got to achieve to get themselves into the A final. Certainly the 2 middle lanes should be comfortable enough, but there's opportunities for some of the other swimmers.
Kira Slosson looking very good there, certainly in the second half of that one. She's powered through for a 2:11, and here is the final heat. Niamh Savory goes in 1 for Newcastle, Beatrice Farley in 2, Plymouth Leander in 3, Coco Croxford from South Lanarkshire, Kiana McInnes, British Olympic Games representative last year. She goes in lane number 4. Lucy Fox from Loughborough in 5. Evie Rosenboom from Netherlands in 6. Lacey Roberts from Plymouth Leander in 7. Eva Bailey in lane number 8 from Loughborough completes the lineup. But very good start there from Kiana McInnes. Kiana McInnes in lane number 4. That just missing out in the Olympic Games final last year, 9th place in the Olympics, and also a Scottish Commonwealth Games representative. She'll be looking forward to the Commonwealth Games next year now that it's been announced in Glasgow to make another appearance for the Scottish team. But again, someone who we've seen come through the ranks for a number of years now, and she's right amongst the world's best, isn't she, Robert?
Yeah, she's been working very hard when she moved out the junior ranks, and there maybe were questions when she was sort of 18, 19, was she going to make the grade, but she just kept working, and all that hard work is certainly paying off now. Looking very strong indeed, and totally dominating this one. Coco Croxford, the youngster, now 16-year-old, I think. She's the British champion, and she's really got herself into contention in this one. Really developed in the last year and a half as a very strong butterfly swimmer, having based herself now up at East Kilbride, and going strongly indeed is Coco. She's looking good to get into the A final, not just a junior final. She'll want to be in that A final. I think she's nailed on for that. Those first 3 well clear.
Yeah, looking good, Kiana McInnes. So looks like she has this one under control. Lucy Fox has swum well. She's another swimmer who's been improving over the last year or so. Finalist at the British Championships last year, and she's pushing Kiana McInnes in the closing stages, but McInnes looked comfortable there to finish on 2:12. Lucy Fox in 2:13. She'll make it into the top 8, as well, I think, Coco Croxford and maybe Evie Rosenboom as well.
Evie Rosenboom is her 8th, well, she's not her 8th, I think she was her 7th finalist when that caption eventually comes through. But a great swim from Coco Croxford, 6-year-old, 2:15.29. It's not a PB for her, but she very comfortable indeed.
And she's comfortably into that top 8 there. Slosson leads the way. Emily Richards, McInnes, Laura Stephens, the big names are all there right at the top
indeed
of the caption there. And there's the next 8, Christoph and Lacey Roberts. They'll be the reserves for that final, that A final. If nothing spectacular happens this afternoon, of course. Indeed. We've always got to put that rider on it, haven't we? But we don't expect anything to this afternoon.
Yeah.
But yeah, great to see those big names coming through the heat safely, and should be a cracking final tonight. That's going to be a great contest.
Yeah, it's still my money's still on Kiana on that one.
She looked very good.
She looked very comfortable indeed. But you just don't know whether Laura Stephen was doing very much in her heat, finishing the second. But Kiana was very impressive indeed. So it's freestyle now. 5 heats ahead of us. Arthur Logan, Edinburgh University in 1. Angelo Gianniacontini from Loughborough in 2. Merlin Bellman from Team Northern Ireland in 3. Evan Davison, Perth City, goes in lane 4. Evan Galley Micon from Grenoble in 5. Harry Milne, Repton in 6. Harry Wynne Jones at Loughborough goes in lane number 7. Times in this 150s and 151, so again we should have a close contest, but it never ever turns out that way, Paul. They're all turning pretty much together at the first 50. And early leader Belmont by 100th, going well on the far side. Wynne Jones, and the two of them at the moment are our early leaders. And that swimmer Melman now just being overtaken by Wynne Jones. Arthur Logan also well there, so the two outside lanes with the advantage, trying to make a move in lane number 5 as Micon. A strong start from Wynne Jones in 7. Paul well clear at this early stage. At the moment, it looks as though he's got this pretty well wrapped up, unless someone can fly down the final 50. Second half clear.
Big lead, isn't it?
It's a big lead.
He's got clear water between him and the swimmers in the middle. He's got to hang on now, though.
Might have half a chance of getting into a B final. Very strong finish required. And pretty decent time, 151. Micon 152.23. And third was Bellman, 152.26.
151.01 is exactly the entry time that he had. 151.01.
Yeah,
that's incredible, isn't it?
Often, yeah.
Michon finished well for second place. Couldn't catch Harry Wynne Jones. And here is the lineup for the second heat. It's French characters playing havoc with the captions, but we'll do our best. Luke Hornsey closest to us in lane number 1. Orlaine Deschamps from Marseille. In lane number 2, Jack Hassan and Cormac Rynn, the two Irish swimmers. They go side by side in 3 and 4. Edinburgh University's Finlay Club in 5. A second Marseille swimmer not taking the start, so no swimmer in lane number 6, but we have Matthew Baker in 7 from University of Bath, and Arvin Chahal going in lane number 8 for Stirling University. And again, close contest here. Cormac Rynn in 4 and Jack Hassan, two Irish swimmers. They are, well, look like they're in formation there. Just for a second or two, they were stroking exactly the same pace as they came down to this halfway point. 54.43 and 54.62 for the Irish swimmers. Finlay Club just challenging for those top places, but it's looking pretty smooth at the minute for Cormac Rynn. Very nice technique there, looking very almost effortless there in the lead of the field.
Yeah, looking very strong now. Just extended that lead a wee bit more, almost a second.
Does look like it might be an Irish 1-2 here. Cormac Rynn.
It's very close for third place. Champs and Hornsey. Hornsey maybe gets third place, but no doubt the two Irish guys.
Looking for the bragging rights there as Jack Casson just about closed in on his teammate, and just missed out by 9/100ths of a second. Cormac Rynn and Jack Casson, the two Irish swimmers, take that one. Luke Hornsey it was, Robert, well spotted there in the outside lane. 152.58 for third.
Quinn Jones 151.01, still the fastest, so he's got an outside chance to say, maybe depending on how these guys go. And there's 3 seeded heats. Calvin Fry in 1, Loughborough Performance Centre. 2, Jacob Whittle, University of Bath. And 3, Joseph Sarko from Nika here. Jack McMillan, Stirling University in 4. Kieran Bird, Bath Performance Centre 5. Evan Jones, Stirling University goes in 6. Alexander Chaldea from Marseille in 7. Ashley Sparks from the Wickham District is in lane 8. 145 to 150. The times in this one. So, really strong start. Evan Jones in number 6 going well. He's taken out very strongly. Sparks over in 8 going well. As at the moment it's advantage in 6 in these early stages.
Yeah, Evan Jones going along very well. I mean, this is a 200 freestyle, of course, been such a strong event in the UK in recent times. I mean, Jack McMillan, they are coming through now in lane number 4. He was a member of that squad that took the gold medal in Paris. He swam in the heats of that relay. So Olympic gold medalist Jack McMillan on that relay is now coming up alongside Evan Jones and just taking up the running. Ashley Sparks in 2nd, Shallender in 3rd place, but the leading 2 looking to put down a marker here for the heats to come, Robert. The outside lane, Ashley Sparks going well, might come in for 3rd place. Jones now trying to hold on to that 2nd place, but Jack McMillan really showing his strength here. He is a class act and he comes in 149.62 for Jack McMillan. Taking that 3rd heat. Evan Jones does hang on for 2nd, 150.74.
Well, a lot of these times very slow compared to their entry times, Paul. Virtually all over the 150 mark when they're all entered virtually sub 150. So on to our 4th heat.
Yeah, 2 more heats to come. And here's the swimmers for that 4th heat. Thiago Fonseca Gomez from Netherlands in 1. Ruben Robottom Keating from Loughborough in 2. Edward Mildred from Manchester Performance in 3. James Guy from Millfield in 4. Max Litchfield from Loughborough Performance in 5. Jacob Mills, Repton in 6. Daniel Krachevsky, Israel in 7. And Kurt out there in
James Guy.
Well, he's 204. James Guy. Time for him to last year, rather. Such a fantastic stay team longer than any. He's going really well in the early. Oh, there in lane. Krachimski, but teammate Max Litchfield next to him. They've both been on the international teams for many years now. But Litchfield struggling with the pace of this 200, better known as an individual medley swimmer and 400 individual medley especially. But James Guy looking great here in lane number 4. Edward Mildred coming through in lane number 3 now. But it looks like James Guy determined to get that spot in the final. And he takes it in 148.92. That is going to be good enough, Robert.
Yeah. Well, 4 guys sub 151. I think Gomez will probably be okay in third place. Well, a low 150 is what these guys need to get into final, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, as we can see, this final heat, it's got some big names in it as well, so not sure if anybody can take anything for granted here. Matt Richards goes in lane number 4. Full lineup is Andre Gernov. He goes in lane number 1. Evan Bailey from Ireland in 2. Tyler Melbourne Smith in 3. Matt Richards goes in lane number 4. Manchester Performance. Cameron Brooker from Bath back in the water again after he goes in lane number 6. Alex Kavinsky from Israel in 7, and David Annis for Stirling University. But Matt Richards, well, very much the class of this field. Robert, again, another member of that relay team. He took gold in Tokyo, took the gold in Paris, and he also got the 200 freestyle silver in the Olympic Games in Paris in an incredibly close race. I think it was something like, was it 3 100s from goal?
Something like
Matt
that.
Richards, a fantastic performer, and well, as we've said so often, that the talent that Great Britain have in 200 freestyle, absolutely incredible. But we haven't even mentioned Tom Dean and Duncan Scott.
Yeah.
But,
but he needs to, if he wants to do that. I think the first 4 have got every chance of being in the final. Richard will be there. Very tight. They're certainly in as well. So Matthew Smith and sub 150.
$100 separating the
there we go. Yeah.
Oh yeah, 151.01. There he is.
Yeah.
He'll be the first. That in the early stages, they swim it. So James Guy went out from the start, so we might.
At the end was James, so that'll be another interesting one to look. Good finals this evening, and we've barely done, half the. Another couple of hours ahead of us, I think, Paul. We're just about.
We have 7 heats this morning.
Opposite end and swim positions. Lanes. Anna Farrow. Ashley Drake, 27.11. On paper, really fast and smart start, otherwise you've no chance. Lynn Jolly. It's very tight, coming through very strongly in 4 now. In 5. Anna Farrow takes that, 26.8. inside her entry time. The others just very close to it. Ashley Drake, 27.17, takes second.
Yeah, nice to dip under that 27-second mark. There's a lineup for heat number 2. Orla McInnes, Maria Mischenko, Alyssa Turnbull, Emma Olsen, Natalie Marshall, Victoria Catterson, Jessica Podger and Liana Ledane. The Tabby Sim swimmer in that centre lane. Emma Olsen. And good start though in lane number 6. Looks like Victoria Catterson off to the best start. The swim Ireland swimmer, 6 and 7 going well. Jessica Podger over there in lane number 7. Podger might just take this one. She really swam well in the second half of that one, and again dips under the 27-second mark. So good finish from University of Bath's Jessica Podger. 26.63. Turnbull coming through for second place, and Emma Alson in third. That nice swim there from Podger.
Very good. Heat number 3. So, Eve Docherty Repton, 1. Rosalie Phelan in 2. Neve Ford 3. Eva Harrington 4. Fleur Verdonk 5. Lily Mendel 6. Layla Weatherspoon 7. Singer in 8. So the high 26s for this one. And again, all very tight, but it's lanes 8 and 7, I think, and also Rosalie Phelan in 2 coming through very strongly. Oh, it's tight at the death. I think lanes 2, 8 and 6. It was lane 2. Rosalie Phelan taking that. 26.48, May Singer, 26.75, and it was just lane 3, Neve Ward touching out lane 6 for third place.
And here's heat number 4. Last heat before the seeded heats kick in. Pauline Ziller, Belgian swimmer in lane number 1. Catherine Renfrew, Perth in 2. Drew McKenzie in 3. Marte Willemsen from Bergen in 4. Yasmin Hammerlane, Edinburgh University. In fact, no one in 4, but Hammerlane is in 5. Emma Croker in 6. Mana Patel back in the water, the Indian swimmer again in 7. And Eloise Cole from Repton in lane number 8. Is it going to be Drew McKenzie in lane number 3? Looks like it as they come into the final stages here. 25.98. There we go. Someone in the 25 range, and that is good to see. Excellent swim there from Drew McKenzie.
Nice wee PB there, Paul. Almost half a second. That's a big, big drop. Very good swim from her.
Great stuff. The Belgian getting in in second place.
Catherine Renfrew doing well as well. Nice swim from her. So first seeded heat. Rose van der Dijk, Evelyn Davis, Isabella Uzzaro, Florine Gaspard, Faye Anderson, Anastasia Ubankia, Lauren Devine and Josephine Klein. 24.68 to 26.30. And Belgian Gaspard in 4, going very nicely indeed, being tracked by Faye Anderson in lane number 5, and a little between the two. Gaspard, Anderson, and lane 3 perhaps. Well, it just touched out. Lane 1. Gaspard takes that. 25.01, 25.46. And Van der Dijk, 25.59 in third place.
Yeah, the pace ramping up as these Olympic swimmers take to the pool. And some more big names in this one. Jemima Hall in 1, Katie Goodburn in 2, Sam Van Dunen in 3, Cornelia Feitkovits in 4, Marit Steenberger in 5, Emmy Hilquist, the Swede in 6, Grace Davison in 7, and Van Westhuizen in the outside lane in lane number 8. Again, some big names in the centre here. Olympic swimmers really peppered around these heats this morning. Going well in lane number 5 is Marit Steenbergen, the Netherlands swimmer, and she is looking great here, and she's going to get in the touch. 25 at 0.21 for Marit Steenbergen. And well clear of Sam van Noonen in 2nd, so Netherlands 1 and 2, and Kvitkovic 26.02. Could that be an important touch there?
That might just give her into an outside lane. Just sneak it in, Paul.
So one more heat to come. And there was the line-up for that one. Looks like we've got all 8 swimmers taking the start for this one.
Yeah, Lucy Hope, Hannah Capron, Barbara Yanakova, Eva Akora, Milo van Wyk, Sophie de Groot, Harriet Rogers, Maylene Brissard. Again, very, very strong start in the middle lanes. Cara and Van Dijk in 4 and 5. That looks to be between both of them, Paul. Very tight for 3rd, and I think it's just going to be Van Dijk. Van Dijk takes Cara in 2nd place. Wait for the times, 24.88, 25.08. And Yanakova, 25.54. Harriet Rogers 25.96, and there's a 26.02, so we might have, I'm not sure if we'll have a swim off for maybe a potential reserve here.
Oh, now the top 8 there.
Well, no, it's a bit further down.
Oh yeah, 13th place.
Yeah,
the tie between Kvitkovic, but that was a tough ask to make that final there. Very, very close indeed. And as we go down, Lucy Hope just missing out on the top 16, but she may get a chance to have another swim in the 50. Lucy Hope not best known for the 50, but she's been very good in the 200 freestyle recently, the 100 freestyle as well, part of that women's 4x200 team that's been successful on the international stage. Lucy Hope, almost a fixture in that team over the last
she has been
5 or 6 years, hasn't she?
Very much so.
So 50 metres freestyle for female swimmers. It's 50 metres butterfly for the male and open swimmers.
7 heats for that as well, Paul. Just 4 in the first one. She'll line up. Nathaniel Shanubi, Howard Dade, Rogan Keeney, and in 6, Leon Molan. Actually bang on 26 seconds, these guys. Molan over the far side, I think, just with a slight advantage, Paul. Not much in it. Still lane 6. Half a body length clear, and finishing strongly into Shiwobi, and he takes it 25.56. Nice strong finish from Shiwobi. McAvaney 25.92, and Molan
25.7, so someone's going to have to be at the top of their game to challenge that one. In 1, Lorenzo Foltran in 2, Adam Ritchie in 3, no one in 4, Jensen Norris in 5, Danny Kish in 6, Lubin Viano in 7, and Cameron Hastings right at the top of your picture, going in at lane number 8. Well, Jensen Norris, that red cat of Perth City, off to a very good start. I think he might just have the edge in this one. Can anyone challenge him here? Thomas Exel going well, right closest
Lane
to us.
one.
Oh, is he going to take it? Oh,
Just touched out, yeah.
Oh, Jensen Norris held
Hanging
on
there.
Yeah, 9-100s at the end, but Thomas Exel was coming through really strongly indeed, and it's Norris who gets the time. That's the fastest so far, but it was the only one that was faster than the first heat.
Yep. Should give him a swim this evening though, Paul. The junior final, if nothing else, a very strong swim from him. So our third heat, Finlay Nelson, Charles Simpson, Peter Allen, Aidan Kay. That's the first four. Filipos Akoviris in 5, Edward Armitage 6, Oliver Watts 7, Ewan Cox in 8. Now lane 4 perhaps, maybe just shading it. Lane 7, Watts in 7, Kay in 4, Aidan Kay coming through very strongly at the death maybe to take this one. Oh, it's tight. Lane 4 in 7, yeah. Aidan Kay 25.04, just takes that. 25. Was it 16? It was Peter Allen in third, 25.57.
I didn't think Aidan Kay was going to get that one there, but he must
just
have
got
finished
his arms
well
over
there.
right at the key part.
There's the next heat on the way. Joshua Mitchell, Tom Bailey into Maddox Roberts in 3, Luca Plater in lane number 4, Philomena Tufel going in 5, James Kilpatrick in 6, Harry Robinson, Yakovidis this time, he goes in lane 9. Philomena Tufel number 5 at the block. On again, Maddox Robert 13-100 separate those leading two. Four. So taking that one.
And 1. Clements Security, Saigon, Stefan Kravitz, Daniel Genkas. So our first of seeded heats. 3. And it's very and it looks Churiti 66, pretty comfortably, Paul. Second 5. 7 takes third.
Can anyone match that? Can we go? Butterfly as well. Hamilton into Hyde in 3, Proud in 4, Peters in 5, Esposito in 6, Robertson in 7, and Lascarud in lane number 8. Champion this event, is it going to be closer ahead of Jacob Peters, 23. And Peters is from against the should, you would think, be safely into that final lone.
So John Joe Niels Corson, Kieran 4 and 5. And it's Constantine from Simmons, also well there. In 3 is Gammon. It looks as though it's lane 3 taking second, Gammon. John Ajo. See if that 24 get them there. In fact, 24.50 or worse doesn't get you in a final.
Oh, it's a tie there for ninth,
and second reserve. Potential swimmer for possibly a B final. Yeah.
Oh, we like
watch
a
the
space,
space.
don't we?
Yeah, at least it's the same event, Paul. So
look at that. Look at those times. How close they are.
Very close. Yeah.
So it's 29, 30th, 31st, 32nd, all separated by like a 1/100th of a second. And Jakovic there also in that mix as well, time for 32nd. It won't matter, of course. I don't think they're going to make any finals, but it's just interesting how close the margins are for all of these swimmers. Filipos Jakovidis with a tie as well. So a few dead heats all the way down that list of names, but could be on for our first swim off.
Yeah, we could have
of this meet. It should be nice. What about a chance to catch our breath now? 400 freestyle for female swimmers. And we have 5 heats of this one. And this is the first heat. I think we have all 8 swimmers here. Katie Otterson and Evelyn Hallisey, the 2 Newcastle 16-year-olds. They go side by side in lanes 1 and 2. So they'll have an interesting contest, I'm sure. Abby Mitchell from Swansea University goes in 3. Ellie Wise, one of the Canadian juniors, goes in lane number 4 in that white cap with the maple leaf that we're getting used to already in this morning's session. Rihanna David from Belgium in lane number 5, the 17-year-old. Isabel Wood from Edinburgh University in lane number 6. Catherine Noble from Newcastle in 7. And Sana Lafalhar from Repton goes in lane number 8. Entry times of these ones ranging from the 4:26 of Ellie Wise in lane number 4 down to 4:29.80, just under the 4:30 mark for Sana Lafalhar from Repton in lane number 8. So Wise, the marginal pre-race favourite, goes into an early lead here in 104.97. And in second place, I think it was a swimmer next to her, Rihanna David from Belgium in 4:27, and Isabel Wood in third place after that first 100. Katie Alterson going well down here in lane number 1, ahead of her teammate at the moment, Evelyn Hallisey, as they come down to not too much in it at all in between that finish time and his entry time.
David Smith in second place.
David with 2:29.33 and Johnny Martin 2:31.92 in third position. That's the first of the 5 heats. And there's the lineup for the second heat. Gregor Ross is in lane number 1, City of Glasgow. Austin Williams goes in lane number 2. No one in 3, but we have Rafe Dobson in lane number 4. Lachi Reid from Swim Ireland in 5. Conor Mitchell from Warrender in 6. And 2 from University of Aberdeen Performance in 7 and 8. Fraser Titlow and Jack Mitchell. Very good, very long and strong stroke in the middle of the pool there from Lachi Reid from Swim Ireland. Entry time of 2:22.40. Second fastest entry time into this one behind Rafe Dobson. But it
Christian Ryan, William Tonks, Matthew Garrity. That's the lineup for our second heat. Sorry, our second seeded heat, heat number 4. All the action should be in the middle lanes, but it's not been like that this morning, Paul.
No, certainly
Corby's going well, along with Crows in 4 and 3. Callum Melville in lane 2. Not out of it either. Ryan also well there.
Teams could send the representative to the reporters table, please. There's Hamilton Bath,
Corby,
Cruz.
Neville Cruz is one that familiar name to us for the Edinburgh International, bronze medalist last year. Evil Cruz, he's going well in lane number 3. I'll just hear the announcements of our colleagues, the venue announcers this morning, and it looks like we might have a swim off later on.
Yeah, we're not sure what it's a swim off or whether some of them have got to put in entries. Don't know if there's don't have relays, so you might half think it's got something to do with swim offs, Paul.
Well,
we'll keep you
news of that when we know.
Yeah, we'll keep you posted if and when we hear anything along those lines. But at the moment, Corby and Cruz look pretty good to qualify for the final. Cal Melville in 2's got work to do if he wants to get there, as does Harvey Freeman in 5. Ryan looks okay in lane 6. Right, those 3 are good for the final. 2:15.91 goes to 17:38 and 2:17.51. Cal Melville will be sweating on to 2012.
Well, I'm not sure that's going to be good enough for the top 8, because the previous heat was a lot faster. Third place, 2:16.
2:16, yeah.
Christian Ryan there, 2:17.51. That'll be 6th place at the minute.
6th place, that's going to be on the border. So the guys in this last heat know what they've got to do. And there's 4 of them capable of swimming inside 2:17. That's lanes 3 through to 6 on paper. So, 5th and final heat. Charles Hallett goes in 1 from Guernsey. Joshua Mitchell, Edinburgh University 2. Jojek Nate in 3. 4 is Greg Butler, Loughborough. 5, George Smith from Stirling University. Teammate Rory Dixon goes in 6. In lane number 7 from Bergen's Maestek Breivik and Angus Allison, Stirling University, goes in lane 8. So in lane 3, Czech Wojciech Net was the early leader, and he's pretty well positioned, coming down towards halfway along with Butler and Smith in 4 and 5. Dixon and Breivik in 6 and 7, almost together in 4th and 5th. The 3 middle lanes, 5, 3 and 5, 4, 3 and 5 at the moment, turning pretty well together. Butler just with a slight advantage. They're having to work pretty fast to ensure they're going to be in a final this evening. Those 3 guys at the head of affairs. The 8's going well. Breivik maybe hope to sneak in as well. At the moment it looks good for Butler. .142.53. Rory Dixon's got some work to do if he wants to get into this A final in lane 6. Finishing strongly in the final stages, but the top 3, Paul, I think are pretty comfortable now.
Oh, it's going to be close, I think, in terms of times there. 2:16s, 2:17s here. They're going to be they're going to be a little slower here.
Wow.
Oh, well, Butler might be in danger here, you know. 2:18.15 for Greg Butler. Netra
Butler might just sneak in.
He might.
The Czech.
We'll find out in a second.
The Czech swimmer might be on the cusp.
Yeah, George Smith. I'm not sure he's going to make it with
I don't think George
no.
Smith. I don't think that's good enough for George Smith.
Let's see if Greg Butler's going to sneak in here. Oh,
yeah,
the top two in that final heat just make it into the outside lanes. Well,
I'm surprised at that ball because they knew what they had to do, and yeah.
Well, Casey and George Smith will be reserves for that final, that 200 breaststroke final. Well, again,
quite a surprise to see some of these names not making the final.
But you see, some of them will be in the B final, of course, and yeah, but Butler will be in that final.
Yeah.
And he'll be in the outside lanes. We saw that with Holly Hibbett in the 400, the pre-race favourite. Will be in the outside lane for the final, but you know, everybody's got a chance in that final if they're in. We go down the distance now. We're into the 100 breaststroke events for female swimmers. We have 5 heats of this one. We have Amy McLeod, City of Glasgow, in 2, Amy Noble from Swim Leinster, in 3, Mai Rogers and Sarah Smith from Warren de Bath. In those 2 familiar red caps, they go in 4 and 5. Louise Bressler from University of Bath in 6, and Lucy O'Brien from National Centre in Limerick goes in lane number 7. Well, it's 2 lengths of the pool this time, and it's all pretty close as they come up to the turn. Sarah Smith may be with the edge. Her entry time is 1:13.70, which is exactly the same as her teammates May Rogers going in lane number 4, but certainly Sarah Smith as the one who has got the edge over the rest of this field now in lane number 5. Louise Bressler going well, University of Bath in lane number 6, and Bressler might be the only one I think who might challenge Sarah Smith here as they come into the closing stages. Lucy O'Brien also going well, the Limerick swimmer up there in lane number 7, and it is going to be Bressler I think into the wall first, ahead of Sarah Smith, the long-time leader, and Lucy O'Brien in 3rd position in that first heat. So 1:13.80 for Bressler, slight improvement on her entry time to take that first heat.
Yeah, nice strong finish the last 15 metres just to pull away at the end. On to the second heat. Isabella McGeorge, Edinburgh University 1. Eloise Kennedy in 2, City Glasgow. Perry Scobie, Stirling Swimming 3. Clementina Frankova goes in lane 4. She's another Czech swimmer. Yeah, Oliver from Brighton. Sophie Hamilton, Loughborough in 5. Isabel Kidney from Munster in 7. And Ailey Robertson goes in 8 from South Ayrshire. In fact, we don't have a swimmer going in lane 2. Ellie Kennedy and Osho. So it's Czech swimmer out strongly, 33.22. She'll want to put on as much of an effort down the final stretch to see if she can sneak in and possibly even get into an A final. She's certainly going pretty well down the final stretch, well clear. Second place might be Kidney over in 7, very tight for second place. Sophie Hamilton also well there, but our Czech swimmer Mikova takes that. Nice swim from her, 1:11.84, really good swim. That's the second faster entry time, 1:12.81. Second place was Kidney, 1:13.78, and Hamilton 1:14.14. Good swim there, Paul.
Yeah, dominated that one, didn't she?
Might give her a wee outside chance depending on what happens in the 3 seeded heats coming up.
Yeah, certainly a chance of a B final, you would think.
Yeah.
1:11.84. There's the lineup for first of these seeded heats. Caitlin Hartley goes in lane number 1. Megan Jones from Swim Leinster in 2. Ellie McCartney, Swim Ireland in lane 3. Florine Gaspard from Belgium in 4. Niamh Coyne, Swim Ireland in 5. Hannah Bowley from Edinburgh University in 6. Cora Langham from University of Bath in 7. And Daniela Brink from Netherlands goes in lane number 8. So Florine Gaspard back in the water again. The Belgian swimmer, second in the French Championships there this year. Gaspard has a good international record for Belgium. Ellie McCartney going well for Swim Ireland as well. McCartney in 3, just holding off the challenge of Gaspard at the minute. Looks like these two. Entry times for Gaspard was 1:07.58, for McCartney 1:09.32. So the Irish swimmer looking to get inside that 1:09. She might be there or thereabouts, you know. Excellent swim there from Ellie McCartney. 1:08.53 for McCartney. So that is an excellent performance from her. She'll be delighted with that one. Gaspard, the other swimmer under the 1:10 in 1:09.69, and Niamh Coyne 1:10.78. So the two swimmers from Swim Ireland not finishing in the order we thought they might, Robert.
No. So on to fourth of the 5 heats, second seeded one. Anna Finlay, Derwent Gateside. 1, 2, Ellen Bagley, Birmingham University. 3 is Elizabeth Booker, Loughborough. 4, Cara Hanlon, Edinburgh University teammate Anna Morgan in 5. And then lane number 6, Lena Kintajuru in Greece. Eve Conley, Limerick is in 7, and Ellie Kennington, Plymouth Leander in lane number 8. Well, 2 middle lanes certainly very prominent. Anna Morgan, Cara Hanlon, 2 swimmers from Edinburgh University. 31.98 and 32.17. Swimmer 33.07. Hunter Guru going pretty well. But, also coming through is Booker in lane 3. Hanlon and Morgan. Cara Hanlon finishing strongly, and maybe she will just get it. Yeah, she's going to just take it. And Cara Hanlon takes that. Anna Morgan second. They're both comfortable in the final. 1:07.71. Booker will probably be okay in a 1:10.23. Connery will be on the cusp on a 1:10.93.
Yeah, Cara Hanlon looking good there. She's had some great head-to-heads over the last year or so with Angharad Evans, who goes in this final heat. And there's a lineup for that one. Emily Morgan Hughes from University of Bath in lane number 1. Anastasia Urbaniak from ST Fiontville goes in lane 2. Leah Slauson from Manchester Performance in 3. And Harad Evans, a British record holder for Stirling University, she goes in lane number 4. Sienna Robinson from Loughborough in 5. Mably Collier from Repton in 6. Emily McGee from Dundee City Aquatic in lane number 7. And Laura Kinley from the Isle of Man going in lane number 8. Well, Evans and Hanlon, who won that previous heat, as I said, number of real head-to-head battles. Well, Evans holding that British record at 1:05.54, so she's really performed well in the last year or so. Made her Olympic Games debut as well. finishing 6th in that Olympic final. So Angharad Evans is one to watch in this one. She goes through 31.67. Sienna Robinson in 2nd, Leah Slauson in 3rd position. The meet record here at Edinburgh International is very fast, 105.82. Ruta Miliatiti, former Olympic champion, just showing the strength of the quality of the field that we've had here in Edinburgh over the years. Evans looks like she's going to take this one. We'll just keep an eye on the clock. 107.71 the fastest so far for Cara Hanlon, and she's just inside that. 107.35, setting up another head-to-head battle with Cara Hanlon. Sienna Robinson 108.90. She will make it into that final, I think. And 110. We're probably going to see a 110 in that final. A couple of 110s okay. Possibly.
Yeah, Schlosson will be okay.
Libby Booker as well might just scrape in 8th place. Lily Booker. Lily Booker in there.
Well done, Paul.
There we are. Evans and Hanlon, top 2 again. That'll be another cracking race tonight. Niamh Coyne and Niamh Connery, the 2 Niamhs. We'll have to wait for a withdrawal to see if they'll swim in that A final. Matthew Collier, Nana Finlay. Collier just missing out by 3/100ths of a second there for a place in that B final. It's very close, wasn't it?
It was very close, yeah. And we're head-to-head again this evening with Evans and Hanlon.
So final event of the morning to come, Robert. 200 metres individual medley. That's if we don't have a swim-off. I'm not sure when they'll conduct these swim-offs actually.
Yeah.
If there are any.
If there are any.
We'll finish off morning session.
There we go. 200 IM. First heat of the 5 heats. Oscar Dodds goes in lane number 2. Simon Folliett goes in at lane number 3. Moritz Baumgartner from Loughborough goes in 4. Ivan Hodgsko from PK Azeta goes in 5. Jamie Gray and Alexei Denisov, they go in lanes 6 and 7. They're both from Tavistock. So 200 metres individual medley. Another cracking contest here. We see some of the world's best swimmers due to take the start a little bit later on. Vochko going well in the early stages. The Slovakian swimmer is actually from PK Azeta. So an internationalist for the Slovakian team, European junior competitor last year. So it's very close in the first halfway stage. Vochko in lane number 4, just being headed now. In lane number 5, sorry. He just heads Baumgartner in lane number 4. Laviolette in 3rd place, not much in it at all. Oscar Dodds right there in the mix as well. The breaststroke quite often sorts them out in this individual medley, even in the 200. But still looking pretty good in lane number 5. Is Vochko just about holding off the challenge of Baumgartner there. So up to this final turn. Lane number 3 coming through strongly as well. Laviolette. Good breaststroke there. Look at that split. 36.99. Vochko with it. 1.7 seconds slower, and that's what makes the difference. And Laviolette is really coming through strongly on this freestyle. He got the momentum coming from that breaststroke, and he's been able to push it on through the freestyle. And he looks like he's going to take this one comfortably. Let's have a look at the time. 2:07.33. I think he's going to be there about 2:06.84. Well done to Simon Bailey. So 2:06.84 will be the target for the heats to follow. I think they'll all be able to achieve that, but nice to have an improvement on the entry time in heat number 1.
Certainly, but back, if nothing else, in the junior final, Very strong swim from him. So we move on to our second heat. In 1, Emil Ostervold Harm from Bergens, Norway. Omar Weiner from Israel in 2. Jakub Bursa in lane 3 from Czechoslovakia. In lane 4, Michael Jurek from Bohemians, also from Czechoslovakia. Solomon Williams, Edinburgh University 5. Aaron Bissett, Brighton College 6. Lewis Maxwell, Derwent Gayside 7. Zachary Dale from Repton in 8. Well, 2.8s through to 2.04s to 2.05s in this one, Paul. Strong start on the butterfly in lanes 3 and 5. Burka and Williams 25.89. And Burka still going well in lane 3. Coming through very strongly indeed at that. So halfway mark. Did a 1:55.43 short course. So whether he can get close to 2 minutes, who knows? He's well inside the minute. 57.20. He's looking pretty good at this halfway stage.
Strong on the breaststroke as well. What's up? Going in there, lane number 3, lane 4, giving chase though. Mikael Rodicki from Bohemians. He's coming back. So 2 Czech swimmers there, 1 and 2. And can they get close? He said, Robert, to that 2 minute mark. Bursa is not going to be far away from it. It's going to be a good swim from him. Mikael Juricki in second place, clear in second, but look how much distance they've got over the rest of the field. And it's going to be 2 good times from these Czech swimmers. They are really fighting hard. In lane number 3 though, it looks like Jakub Bursa, he has led from start right through to the finish. 2:03.23.
Well done. 2:03. Yeah. Decent swims from both of them. Yuki, firstly on his entry time, but a nice improvement by a little bit over a second from his entry time of 2:04.59.
Well, interesting.
It's a big outside chance for an A final. Probably good enough for a B final.
Yeah. Excellent stuff there from the 2 Czech swimmers. And here's the first of the seeded heats. Hopefully we'll see someone go under the 2 minute mark. Cameron Rapson and Zach Speakman, they go in 1 and 2, both Stirling University. Israel's Alexei Gilvinsky goes in lane 3. Matthew Ward from Bath Performance goes in at lane number 4. Alexander Casey, Luke Ibbison and Vadim Bosch, they're all from Loughborough, and they go in 5, 6 and 7. And Sam Williamson goes for University of Bath in lane number 8. Ward will start as the favourite here. These are into the cyclically seeded heats now, so Ward and Casey amongst the top ranked swimmers for this 200 metres individual medley. And Ward is very strong on the backstroke. Can he hold on to this one as they go through this IM onto the breaststroke? Ward coming back now on Casey, as we might have expected. Ibbison, a Loughborough swimmer, going well up there in lane number 6. Ward, is he going to be ahead? Maybe not quite. Casey still with that lead, 58.03. And Ward 58.31. He only picked up 100th of a second there on the backstroke. But the breaststroke again, all important, and these 3 swimmers may be stretching away, Robert, from the rest of the field.
Certainly looks that way. Ward getting to work. But Casey's still hanging there, and Ibbison, if anything, looks the stronger of the 3. And late surge here from lane 7, and then Bosch also trying to get in the mix. Those four, little between all four at the moment. Lane 6. Everson certainly looks the favourite to take this one. Ward's got some work to do to get into third place.
He's pulling through
still
now.
Coming there, but he's going to have to settle for third, or is he? Just second. Stretched just to get the arm in. 204.
Wow.
Very much slower than we expected, because it's slower than the first two in the previous heat.
Yeah, absolutely. So Casey there, 205.71. He's only lying in 5th position with 2 heats to go.
Yeah, and Ward 205.60. Might actually wonder what happens in the next couple of heats, whether you'll actually be in the final. Isaac Dodds 1, Evan Davis University of Bath, Evan Davis in Perth City 2, George Smith Stirling University 3, Max Litchfield Loughborough Performance Centre 4, Charlie Hutchison Loughborough 5, Edward Markle Whittles Chelsea and Westminster is in 6, is in Waterloos from Czechoslovakia in 7, and Piers Greening Stirling University goes in lane 8. So another interesting one. Litchfield 157 into time. Coming third at the moment. So in lane 7, advantage at the moment. With Nicholas. The Greek swimmer going well halfway. Charlie Hutchison coming through in 5, just probably to take it up. 57.80. Well, a wee bit faster. Well, they all know what they've got to do. Get inside 205.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be tight to make this final. Litchfield going well, now starting to come through as you would expect from the experienced man. Max Litchfield in lane number 4, Charlie Hutchison. A great season last season. Making real strides in these IM events, 200, 400 IM. And he's still got that very slender lead over Max Litchfield, but Max now just pulling up alongside Charlie Hutchison. These two look like they're making sure of that place in the final. Line 6 as well, Edmund Marcel Whistles going well, and it looks like it will be the big two in the centre coming in together, 203.36 and 203.51, so that should be safely into the top 8 for those two, Litchfield and Hutchison.
205.20 is 4th place for Whittles, so he might be borderline, because he's at the moment sitting, I think, about 7th or 8th, and I think you'll find that Matthew Ward and Luke Ibbison will not be in the final.
Yeah, they might miss out,
depending on what happens, because you kind of fancy, like I said, Litchfield and Scott will dominate this one.
Still waiting for confirmation. I think there's the disqualification, I think.
Well, there's a disqualification, yeah.
Yeah, goal.
Didn't have any major effect, lane 8 for technical infraction. It's probably the only one we've had this morning.
Yeah, I can't think of any others. Well, apart from no shows, of course.
Yeah. So, Yannick Wiedland from the Netherlands in 1, Joshua Press, Stirling University 2, teammates David Annis 3, Duncan Scott 4, Joe Litchfield, Loughborough Performance Centre 5, Andrew Bertoli, Stirling University in lane number 6. In lane 7 from Slovakia, Richard Nagy, and Finlay Davis from Stirling University goes in lane number 8. Well, they should know what they've got to do and not hang about. Duncan Scott going out strongly in a butterfly section. Litchfield in 5, Paul, so there should be no hanging about.
Well, we've seen Duncan Scott sometimes come out and swim pretty fast in the heats, haven't we? Sometimes we've seen him, you know, take it easy, but sometimes we've seen him go for it in the heats, and it's maybe just a little bit, maybe a fact-finding mission for Duncan to see where he is. I knew he took a little bit of a break after the Olympic Games, obviously back in the water now, and look how strong he looks. He's the British record holder in this one. Olympic Games silver medalist twice over in the IM as well. Not much he could have done about Leo Morshaw in Paris, I don't think, but nevertheless he gave it a good shot, and he leads Joe Litchfield there. He holds the meet record actually, Duncan Scott, at 157.73, so that'll be an interesting one. Maybe not this morning, but never know how close he might get to that tonight. But Duncan Scott looking very good. Joe Litchfield, we saw his brother in the previous heat swim well, and he'll be trying to claim his place in the final as well. And he also swam in the Paris Games, Joe Litchfield. But here is Duncan Scott. Let's see how hard he's going to try and push this freestyle, or is he just going to ease back? It's always difficult to tell with Duncan Scott whether he's easing back or not, because he looks so relaxed. Even on that speed freestyle, he looks very, very relaxed. Up there in 7, going well, Richard Nagy from PK Azteca, Slovakian. But here's Duncan Scott.
I don't think Litchfield's going to be in the final, Paul. Duncan Scott, no problem there. And Nagy will be in the final. And that will be it. I think Duncan Scott and Richard Nagy will be guaranteed finalist place. I'm not sure about Matthew Ward though. Joe Litchfield certainly won't be there.
Yeah, we'll find out right now. Oh, there we go.
Yep,
Duncan Scott leads the way. Jacob Bursa, a good swim from him. And Max Litchfield and Charlie Hutchison had a good tussle in that heat. Marcel Whistles and Matthew Ward will miss out on that final. They will be the reserves for that one. Simone Labiolek gets his reward. He'll have a final swim at the very least.
Yeah, Ward and Litchfield not making the final, although they conceded they should have comfortably been in there. As the sort of 4th, 3rd and 4th fastest swimmers.
Well, no sign of any swim-offs,
no,
Roberts. I think that's us for the morning.
No, it doesn't seem as though we've had any confirmation on that, so it looks as though no swim-offs for this evening. So thanks very much for joining us for session 1. Session 2 gets underway in about an hour or so, 12:25. So please join us if you can. So from Paul Noble and myself, Robert Taylor, thanks for joining us at the Edinburgh International Swim Meet this morning.
Staff will direct you to the nearest fire exit. So please take a moment to look around and know where the nearest fire exit is to you.
Good. Well done, Robert.
Please make sure that the gallery stairways are kept clear at all times, and swimmers, when you're going up into the gallery, please make sure you dry yourselves off, have dry footwear on before going up the stairs into the gallery.
Are we on again this afternoon?
Yeah, I think we're on. It's clear.
I believe you're doing this evening.
Anti-clockwise.
With whoever.
So swimmers for session 2, the pool is now available to you. You can start your warm-up as soon as you like. Swimmers who are swimming down, please make sure you just use the diving pool to make the main competition pool available for those who are swimming this afternoon. Thank you.
It's alright, I thought it was so bad. We never noticed anything.